Hi everybody. Well, I have grumpy bum. I think that's the only way I can really describe my Tessa. Is she's a grumpy bum. Always. No matter what I do, how I do it, how I approach her, how I talk to her, what I say to her. The same thing. Talk, say. She's always a grumpy bum. But that's okay. What? What's up? Sometimes I'm just lost for words. Honestly, I know that might be hard to believe, but I am. Sometimes lost for words on what to say when it comes to a grumpy snake, or a little bit more howdy-doody snake is my actual Tessa. I mean, she has come a long way, guys. Don't get me wrong. She's certainly come a long way, but still very much has a long way to go as well. So, you know, I just don't want people to give up and think that their snake will never ever like them, because it's not about liking you as such. It is about that ongoing trust in you and getting to know you, to like you, and understanding that you're not going to hurt them or do anything that will hurt them. And I'm pretty sure that Tessa does know that I'm not going to do that. Well, I would hope that she knows that I'm not going to do that. But I think she's also understanding that her tactics of making me feel threatened by her are just not working. And no, you know, and they're my two words that I consistently use, and I'm so aware that I am, but I still use them, and I have to think about that. Whoa, almost said it again. But yeah, some just do need a lot longer than others, and Tessa just happens to be one of them. You know, am I afraid right now that she's going to bite me? No. She still does not like this back being touched, but if I do it slowly and gently, she's generally pretty good with it all. I am going to let her go for a little bit of explore on the jungle gym today. She does like that. But I like to give her a good 10 minutes with me out here as well, or out here in my hands, with me touching and feeling her. I think that right now, and I've probably said it before, is for me and Tessa very important at this particular point in her life, is that continual touch, for her to smell me and taste me is more important than her exercising on the jungle gym. This is all a part and a process that you will have to go through with your snake, and not being afraid to do that with them. So many people are on edge thinking the whole time that they're going to strike out at them or bite them, but as you can see, Tessa really has no intention of striking out and biting me, because I'm doing absolutely nothing to give her that thought process that she needs to defend herself, that she's in harm's way. And I can't go flicking my hands in Tessa's face. She doesn't like it. Lily, I could go up and bonk her on the nose and she wouldn't flinch. Tessa would, and I know she would, so why? And there's no need for me to do it. I mean, I don't do it to Lily either, but I know that I could if I wanted to, just for fun. But Tessa is not what I consider to be yet in the fun zone when she is out or being handled. She's kind of on alert a lot of the time and looking around and checking things out because she still feels a little bit vulnerable to things, and that's okay. I'm okay with that, and I understand that's what she's telling me. So, yeah, some time with Tessa and sharing that time with you guys to see that you can have a grumpy snake, but you don't ignore a grumpy snake. You certainly don't ignore a grumpy snake and say, oh, she's just too hard. It's such a bother to get her out. You're comparing her to, say, a pony? Absolutely a bother. I don't like forcing her out, and I don't force her out. She doesn't fight me when I'm getting her out. She kind of knows, oh, okay, she's lifted that hide off me, and that means that I will be coming out. She doesn't take off. She doesn't try to get away from me. But when I open up those doors, she is in instant defense mode towards me. And I don't stick my hand in there and ask for trouble. After a little while, I do get the hook and I give a little head a nudge in the opposite direction. That's it. I put the hook down, I pick her up. She's still there in that same spot. She hasn't gone anywhere. So that tells me she's starting to understand that consistency that I am doing with her. So there she is. And certainly growing, beautifully growing, as you can see. And she's getting darker at the moment, which tells me she's going into shed or starting the process. So guys, just a quick little video of me and my grumpy bum today, and you take care of yourself, your family, your friends, your snakes, or any animal, which is behind me, if you can see, is my cat Ruby. Ciao. Well, let's just catch a little bit of jungle gym time, as I call it, as you can see. Anything but walking past down there. I think Tessa might have a go at it, and I walk very, 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 very slowly past Tessa. Of course, I don't want to startle her at all. That is how Tessa tends to hang when she's even in her enclosure, in that position, her head down on the ground, and her watching for something that might run along that she can grab, I think. But she's certainly a beautiful girl. There is no doubt about that. She is a very, very beautiful girl. Just got to get her disposition in that way. I currently actually have my heating going in the house. We're talking about the weather cooling down, and it most certainly, look at this tail. You watch if I touch it. Oh no, see, not so jumpy. Generally if I were to touch her tail, she would immediately flick that out of my finger and move it away. But she's not doing that, so her tail is very, very sensitive, Tessa's. And something that I've been also working on, like I said, not necessary, but certainly I like to touch those parts that they tend to be more sensitive with, and especially when they really flick it out and take off at 100 miles an hour. Something that I don't really want her to do. I want her to feel so much less stress and concern when she's out and about. And putting her on the jungle gym gives her that sense of freedom to make choices for herself, and I'm not pulling and tugging her and preventing her. And that is so important, guys. Even when you're handling your snake, be very gentle and slow with your movements of keeping them close to you, or in your hands or arms or whatever. Don't be yanking them back and pulling them this way and pulling them. Give them some freedom while you're actually handling them. It is so important that they don't feel like you are just being bossy and overruling every one of their moves. And you certainly don't want to do that with Tessa. She is not a snake that would say, oh well, thank you for doing that. She would be the opposite. Hence why, I do handle her for that 10 minutes, which is important, and then I will give her some time here to do as she chooses to do, to move, to check everything out in this room, and just hoping that each and every time it just gets better and better and better. She's going to be a big girl, a really big girl one day. And I want her to be comfortable, no stress. So I walk past her. No stress, no worries, no problems. Girl, that's all I want. Just like Jack. Not a worry in the world. Not a worry in the world. Ding ding, ding ding. And on those ding dings, I'll turn the camera off.